Hello, everybody. Zachary Fruhling, aka Cozy Azeroth, here with some PG talk. We're going to put some finishing touches on our the game manual for our Texas Instruments TI-99 4A Socrates game about the life and conversations of Socrates set in ancient Athens, and soon to be released as a cartridge, aka command module, for the Texas Instruments TI-99 4A home computer. My favorite retro computer. In fact, you can see on my screen here, we've got the label. There we go. That's going to be on the cartridges. Not exactly like this. The corners are going to be not exactly round, more like they're going to kind of dip down around the edges here and taper inward just a little bit on the edges horizontally. Very proud of the label. But we had to add a couple of pages to the manual to accommodate the binding. We needed the manual to have a multiple of 4 pages, and so we had to add 2 extra pages. So we're going to try to fill those up today. So before I get too ahead of myself here, I got to get into our Discord voice chat and share my screen in Discord. So Dylan, my friend and game development partner, can see what I'm doing. He's going to join us here in a minute. So let's get into, there we go, the lobby channel, and I will share my screen. There we go. And Dylan should be along momentarily, I would think. But in the meantime, let's pull up the print version of our manual. This is the one here. All right, let's unstar that and we'll star this one. This is the correct one. We're really proud of the way we made this look like an old TI-99 manual, right down to the measurements on the stripes up top and the horizontal alignment of the screenshot and whatnot, and so on and so forth. It's pretty cool. So let's go through the manual. We've got Socrates, the cover, quick reference guide, title page, game overview, map of ancient Athens with I like the repetition of the color scheme here. That was Dylan's idea. Very cool. Historical background. Who was Socrates? Oh, actually, I just noticed we need to make one little fix here. This is historical background. Who was Socrates? This needs to say the same thing. Let's fix that right now. Who was Socrates? Let's check that. Historical background, who was Socrates? Yep, that looks good. Nice. Okay, I'm going to take a moment and fix that in the digital version as well. Dylan said he's running a few minutes late. He'll be here in a minute. Okay, so we had historical background. Yep, good catch. Let's fix that right now. Who was Socrates? Boom. Looks good. Where to find our games. Acknowledgements. Acknowledgements. Back cover. Okay. There we go. Now let's make sure, I'm going to get these off to the side here in my browser tabs. So whatever we add, we're going to have to add it in parallel to the digital version. The digital version has clickable links. And the print version does not, obviously. Also, I spent a little time, actually for the first time, getting to play Socrates on a real TI-99 4A. Thanks to Greg from Arcade Shopper, who sold me a Tippy some time ago and was very kind spending about an hour today helping me get it set up. I was having trouble connecting to Wi-Fi, and we had to go into the Linux operating system for the Raspberry Pi and add in the Wi-Fi information manually because it did not like the punctuation in the Wi-Fi password. Took an hour to figure out that that was the problem, but after I solved that problem, I was able to load up Socrates and play it on a real TI-99 4A. It was very cool. So before we release the game, obviously we need to do a complete playthrough on the real hardware, make sure that there's no weird hardware bug or anything. But at a glance, I played it for a few minutes, and I suspect there are no problems. It seems to play exactly like it plays on the emulator. So very cool. Interesting color artifacts, though. Some of the, like when we had the ancient Greek tile borders that were monochrome, it would have these little rainbow effects on there. Actually, it makes it look really cool. Weird if you're not used to looking to old video game and computer text on CRT TVs, but totally normal if you've seen that before. So let's look at our Trello board. So we need to do additional manual pages today. Cartridge labels. Those are essentially done. Outer box packaging done. We're not going to worry about that. Actually won't fix. So we're just going to use the new old stock generic TI-99 box, TI-99 4A boxes like this one. I picked up this so I'd have a reference here of how big to make everything. This is the Blasto cartridge, but we're going to use these application software boxes that came with the original TI-99 4A for our box. Original TI-99 4A cartridges. Greg from Arcade Chopper was able to obtain a number of those, so he's got plenty of them. And so what we're going to do, we're actually going to have a slightly shorter stream today because we're going to meet with Greg at 5:30, and he's going to help us talk through pricing and quantities for two things. One, a fully assembled package of the Socrates cartridge box cartridge parts, the cases, the integrated circuits, the other components, the circuit board, labels, manuals that he's having printed for us. He has a printer that does them at the right size, a local printer where he's from, and the boxes. And so we'll have complete, ready to sell version of some number of them. Not too many. We're not going to sell 5,000 of these. So we'll have a small-ish number of those printed up, 15 or 20, maybe 25. Excuse me, my nose is bothering me a little bit. And then we're going to buy some additional parts from him to be able to make some additional ones ourselves. Excuse me, everyone. So that way we can, excuse me, nose is bothering me like crazy today. That way, when we run out of fully assembled ones, we can homebrew some more. And I'm handy with a soldering iron, being a ham radio operator. So we'll be able to have everything we need to solder together some additional ones. So I'll probably do things like I'll probably buy an additional 25 or 30 manuals and 25 or 30 stickers, and so we can make 25 or 30 more of them. And then if it turns out we need more, we'll just end up ordering more down the road. But I don't want to come up short-handed if everyone wants some. So I want to have enough to where we can sell them, and even if that means we have some extras for a while and sell them slowly over time, that's fine. It's better than running out of stock and frustrating people right off the bat. So it'll cost a little bit of money, but that's okay. We'll make it back eventually. It's all good. I don't know how many we'll sell, 2 or 20 or 200 or 2,000. Probably closer to 20. You never know. Anyways, while we're waiting, let's go ahead and get everything else pulled up. Let's get Classic 99 open. Let's see here. And actually, I think I have. What cartridge do I have in here? Oh yeah. Let's load up our cartridge. I had Alpiner in there. I think I was showing Dylan Alpiner last time. Here we go. Let's just load it up and enjoy it for the moment. Alrighty. So yeah, I was testing this out on the real hardware earlier, and one thing I found is that my particular CRT TV out there has an unusually large bezel, and it was cutting off the first line of text here, so it was almost 2 characters in, which is probably why they indented the text in TI Basic anyway. But I think it's an unusually large bezel, I think, for the size of TV, and so I don't anticipate any problems. In fact, when Brad was testing the game on his TI, he didn't identify any problems. We could bump everything over by a line if we had to. In fact, maybe when Brad gets on here, if he jumps on today, I can ask him about that. But I don't anticipate being a problem for most people. I think that TV is unusual. But anyways, yeah, it was fun. It's about as smooth as this. The keys on the TI-99 4A are a little squishier, so maybe not quite as responsive as on my modern keyboard. But speed-wise, it feels exactly like this. And the colors look pretty good. Other than the text artifact, which you noticed the text artifacts right away, right? The color artifacts in the text?
Yeah.
That's just an artifact of how old computers display text.
Yeah, that's okay though. It's like something that you can probably...
It's the red, green, and blue pixels that make up the white. When they're adjacent to the black, they blend in different ways. You get these little rainbow color effects in the text. Yeah. Let me see if there's an update from Dylan here. See you in a minute. Also, I noticed the screen was totally offset too. You can tell that was like a late generation slapped together TV. You know, the CRT, the gray tube itself was offset, and it just didn't look good on that old TV.
Yeah.
Need to get a better CRT TV if we're going to use a CRT monitor for retro gaming. And a slightly bigger one. That one's just too small.
It's really small.
Yeah.
It's hard to really play anything for longer than really.
Yeah. I mean, I almost forgot, like, when I used to have a 13-inch TV, I would literally, like, put it in front of the bed and sit here right next to it. You know, but in the living room, we always had bigger TVs to play on. Anyways, let's just kind of meander around here for a minute. But I was pleased to report that basically on the original hardware, no issues. I was able to zip around from screen to screen to screen, do the dialogue as the dialogue counter was working. You know, obviously the contrast is a little worse than on the emulator, but that's okay. It's just the colors are what they are. I was surprised how much it felt a little more like a real physical world being on a CRT TV. I think I missed that, the way in which the depth of the screen itself and the roundedness of the screen makes it feel like there's some dimensionality to the screen in a way that flat screens don't. And even in World of Warcraft, I noticed that. Like, they just seemed flat. And on my old... I had a big 20-inch CRT monitor when I first started playing World of Warcraft, or a 19-inch monitor, and it just seemed like it had more depth to it.
Okay.
Might all be in my head. So I wasn't able to do a complete playthrough on the original hardware, but I'm going to do that tonight, I believe, a little later. And just make sure that all the colors look good, make sure that everything is looking as expected. Oh, excuse me, and most importantly, no bugs. Because we do not want to have a bunch of cartridges with ROMs that are buggy. What a waste of money that would be. I'm so pleased I got Bill and Ted in here. Dylan said he had a phone call, so he's just finishing that up. It'll be along in a minute. No worries, slow start to the stream. It's all good. Just enjoying the fruits of my labor here.
Hello.
Hey, Dylan, how's it going?
It's going good. Sorry, I was late.
That's okay. Just been killing a little time, checking out our game. I was able to load up our game on the real TI today.
Oh my gosh, how did that go?
Well, it's interesting because it works great. It looks different than expected, but not in a bad way, and kind of in the way that I knew that it would. Like, so for example, this is on the emulator. This is not on the real hardware, but when you have black text on a white background like this, you get these interesting little color, like almost like rainbow color effects around the text a little bit because of the artifacts of the red, green, and blue pixels and how they combine when they're next to each other in interesting ways. So it looks good. But where it looks really good is actually in some cases this border that we have here. It has a main color, but it has these kind of rainbow artifacts in the color border as well, which looks really cool. I like it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I think it looks
love
cooler than
that.
expected. I think, there's, as expected, the contrast is not as good as on the emulator, so there's no problems. I don't think anything needs to be adjusted. It's just that, it just looks how you'd expect it to look circa 1981,
Awesome.
old-fashioned TVs. The TV that I had had an unusually large bezel, so it had a plastic frame that went over the edge of the screen. But then there was inside of that there was actually a really thick bezel, and I remember when I got the TV thing, that looks like a small TV screen for a 13-inch TV screen, because that particular screen has an unusually large bezel, so it was cutting off the first line of text here, or most of it.
Really?
But it's not normal. I mean, it's just an unusually bad, cheap, late model, cheap CRT TV.
Yeah.
It does make me think if we should bump everything in a little bit, but it's like, no, it's just that TV's just weird. I think it's fine. Brad didn't report any problems with it, for example, when he was checking it out on his real hardware.
Nice.
So, in a perfect world, I could procure another CRT TV to test it with, but I think in reality, most people are using a TI or even hooking it up to their flat screen monitors these days anyway, probably.
Oh, cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah,
I
because
wish I could get my TVs to try it on. I've got a couple out in my RV.
Mm-hmm.
Up from my old RVs. Yeah, I've got 2 of them.
I actually was on the phone with Greg video chat with Greg for about an hour because I was having trouble getting my it's called a Tippy, not the TI Pi. Tippy is what people call it. I was having trouble getting it connected to my Wi-Fi. It didn't like our Wi-Fi password has punctuation symbols in it, and it didn't like the punctuation symbols in the Wi-Fi password we figured out, and we had to go into the Linux operating system for the Raspberry Pi that's built into it and basically plug in the password manually behind the scenes. And then it worked fine, but he was instrumental in helping me fix that. And then from there, literally 5 minutes later, I was able to load up the game.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. The music sounds good. The sound effects sound good. It's very responsive. I didn't hook up the joysticks, but I was using the WAS and D keys. It responds exactly as expected. It plays almost exactly like the emulator. I mean, no complaints. My only complaint was the text getting cut off.
Dang, yeah. But you think that was just because of the TV?
I do. I mean, I sent you a screenshot. It's hard to get a photograph of a CRT TV because of the way the scan lines work. So the photographs look crappy, way crappier than they look on the actual TV. But I did send you a couple.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, you can see like that one of the you can see it. What's happening there? It's that because it's got that plastic case and it's got that thick black bezel on there on this particular TV.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see.
And a lot of old TVs have vertical and horizontal adjustments, so you can move your screen around and change the width of it and whatnot. This one just doesn't have that. This is a cheap ass late model CRT TV from the 90s.
Oh, okay. I see.
That's what's going on there. But normally, like on my TV that I have in storage, the same thing, a 13-inch TV, but it's got adjustments for that, so you can literally adjust the CRT itself.
That's gonna be like, can you just adjust it a little bit? Like,
Nope. Nope. I checked in the settings for the TV2 to see if you can do it through the TV software, and nope, not on that one.
Not on that one.
Yep. But other than that, it looks really good.
It does. That's so exciting.
I mean, we could always end the stream or pause the stream, and I could go out there and load it up and show you if you really want to see it. But it's hard to see. The video is going to look crappy, because the scan lines. It's not like a modern TV that puts everything on the screen at once. The CRT TVs, they're a cathode ray tube, so they're drawing, however many lines a second, and you can't see the whole screen. It looks like some of the screen is blacked out because you're only seeing the lines that were drawn recently and still phosphorescent while it's drawing the rest of the lines.
Yeah.
So we were going to do some updates to the manual.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, wait, what updates are we doing? Yeah, we're gonna need to add our last 2 pages.
Yep, and I created. Oh,
About him sending.
You're cutting out a little bit. It was hard to hear you.
Sorry, did you ever hear back about him sending it off or not? To be printed?
Oh no, he has not yet. No, he said it was fine
Okay.
to add new content. So I created a new version of the cartridge label because yeah. So
like
what I didn't I do too. What I didn't realize, and again, it's because I haven't looked at them in so long. I remember kind of thinking this looks a little short and squat for a TI cartridge, and it was. It's because I took the dimensions from another guy who was creating a label, but his artwork was pretty narrow. Whereas, so I didn't have the dimensions of the whole sticker. So this is an accurate size sticker now.
That looks way better.
It does. So, but I increased the size of this text down here just a little bit. I increased Socrates just a little bit, and it looks nice and squared now. I think it'll look great. And these corners are not going to be fully rounded. The template that he has, they're kind of tapered inward. So they kind of, if you follow my mouse cursor here, they kind of taper inward like this. And then they have kind of a hard, so there is a corner, but it's more like it rounds a little bit and then it squares off here a little bit. So it's kind of like a Band-Aid, shaped like a Band-Aid almost.
Cool.
So I was like, well, I don't remember them looking like that, but if that's how the template works, whatever, it's all good. So and he said that the placing of this text should be fine with this template. So, and I asked him if the resolution was good. He said the resolution should be fine for the template, everything. So those are pretty much ready to rock.
That's amazing.
Yeah, same basic design, just spread out a little bit.
Yeah, I like the more spread out look, actually.
Yeah, I do too. It looks better. I was torn between, centering these with Socrates or centering them with the edge, and after trying it, it looked way better. Looked way better centered with the edge of the or aligned with the edges here. So these edges are equal, the spacing.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Good. I'm glad you like it because I just did it because he sent it to me and I was like, it doesn't look right to me. There's way too much because the version we had way too much empty purple space over here. It just looked looked hollow. I said, I think I have the wrong dimensions or something. So he sent me a screenshot of his actual template and say, oh, I see the problem now. So fix that.
Nice.
Well, we've got till 5:30, and I don't want to keep the stream going while Greg joins us because he didn't sort of consent to being on screen, and we're talking pricing and money and things, and so we should be offline when we talk with Greg about that. Yep. So we've got 2.5 hours to finish up this manual. Although we can take longer than that, but I don't think it'll take very long, really. So yeah. I've got both the print. Oh, I noticed I caught one other thing to be fixed. So it's a good thing that we're doing this. On this historical background, we had this title, Historical Background, Who is Socrates? And on the next page, we just had Historical Background.
Oh, we didn't have both. Oh, my gosh.
So I fixed that. Yeah. It's amazing what you see when you look at it with fresh eyes,
Yeah, it's surprising we missed that.
So let's see, we're in the print version. Let's go to our empty pages. So I think what we need to do, let's probably, so we just need to end up with 20 pages, including the cover. So let's delete these, and we'll just copy one of these existing pages over and work from there.
Yeah, because we still need the black edges.
So, what do you? I appreciate the sentiment that you think it. So I didn't tell you this, Mel, but Dylan thought it'd be nice to have a little tribute to my dad at the end, since we have extra pages, a little picture and a little talk about how my dad and our old TI and what we used to do on the TI back in the day and that kind of thing. What do you think?
Yeah.
You like it?
I like it.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Perfect. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Not too sentimental. Too saccharine.
I think no, it's a personal touch, and
okay.
And that's why I think it's perfect.
Then let's do it. All right, so let's delete.
It's something that everybody can relate to.
Yeah.
And I think the truth behind the project is that we owe a lot of it to him and his inspiration on you.
That's true. So I think we can just copy.
Yeah, we get a whole page now to write about that story.
Mm-hmm. So let's see, we can copy this page, I think, right? Yeah. So duplicate. Okay, so this comes over here. Okay. So what do we want to call it, though?
think in loving memory on the first line.
I like it.
And then on the second line of, and then your father's name, if you want to do the full name, or
Yeah.
you want to do like initial, or however you want.
Just like that.
Do we put of in there? Of George, or does that colon kind of take the place of?
I like it better with a colon.
What if we did the colon and then on the bottom put the of? Or do you think it feels right without?
I think it looks good like that. Simple.
Okay, yeah.
So I need to import a photograph. So let me go
I think that
to.
should be the last page. The photograph page.
Yeah, that works. Oh, so on the inside back cover.
Yep. Yeah, I think the left page is where we actually get to write out the story, and you have space for words, and then on the right side will be an image of your father.
Well, speaking of images, do you want to try to include photographs of us? Is that too narcissistic?
What?
To include photographs of us in the About Us section?
No. Why would that be narcissistic?
Well, I'm not sure. We'd have to redo a lot. That's what. And I'm not wild about having to redo all of our pages, but.
So no, it's not narcissistic, but it's, I guess, reformatting is a bitch.
Reformatting's a bitch. Yes.
It is a bitch.
Concurred.
We would need at least one extra page, which means we need 4 more pages.
Right. Exactly. So here's a nice high.
Yeah, that's the picture I was thinking.
Yeah, nice. It's nice, high quality picture.
Yeah, that's a great picture.
There we go. All right, let's get it uploaded. Wait, which version am I in here? This is the one. Yeah. Okay. It was so cool to see our game on the real TI.
Yeah, that'd be a pretty surreal moment. Yeah, so much thinking about it, and there it is, our first original game, and the Socrates one you've been dreaming of. It exists.
It exists. Yeah, it's weird.
Finally get to play it on your actual TI.
Yeah, and what's surprising is because it's really responsive. Because I'm so used to programming games that are slow in BASIC, and because we've done it as a compiled game and as a cartridge, it flies along just like the emulator does. It's great, it plays like an actual cartridge. It doesn't feel like a slow homemade game,
Yeah. Yeah, I love that we did the faster version after we started messing with that more.
Yeah.
I didn't realize we could make it so fast.
I didn't think we were going to do that at first, but we were just going to do it as a cassette game, and then come to realize that cartridge was the way to go, and here we are making an actual cartridge. So weird.
It's great. All
right, so I don't really know how to begin this.
That's the next question. How does it start?
I don't know.
Great to tell your story about how he introduced you to the TI and why how that basically moved along this project, how this project came to fruition because of all that, childhood connection and your father's connection to the TI.
What do you think of that sentence?
I don't think it's a bad place to start. I think just try to
flesh it out here a little bit.
Yeah, just get out some of the stuff from your story and yeah, once there's a few sentences constructed, we'll start kind of changing it up, reformatting them a bit.
It's weird because it's like I want to switch to the first person, which is so weird to do after just phrasing it this way. But
That's okay. Do it. Just write whatever feels natural, and then
yeah,
format stuff afterwards.
that's true. In fact, Greg complimented me on my writing. We were talking about being out of work, and he said, "Well, what industry are you in?" I said, "Higher education." And, I teach philosophy and do instructional design. It's like, oh, well, that explains the clarity of your manual.
Yeah, you're a good writer for sure. Yeah, I really appreciate it. Yeah, I can't overstate how nice it is to have like a nice full manual without it feeling fluffy. Yeah. Fluffiness kind of drives me nuts, but I wanted it to feel full, and it does, and it's not fluffy at all, I think. In my opinion, yeah, turning out really good. Yeah, so just write whatever feels natural, and then after you get some stuff scattered out, get most of the story out of you, whatever you feel.
Actually, you know what I can do? I can make this kind of like a preliminary introduction here, and then shift gears in the next paragraph.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's see. I don't remember exactly when my dad brought home a TI-99 4A computer, but it was probably shortly after its release in 1981 or early 1982. Um, I don't know what I want to say. Some of the cartridges I used to really like playing when I was a kid. I don't know. So I'm trying to describe the game. It's just like too much. Let's see. Sorry, I know this is really tedious.
Oh, it's good. Yeah, I think don't worry about it too much. Just write out whatever comes natural. Any relationship you have, you know, the TI through your dad is good to include in here. And yeah, I think talking about the games that he made is, yeah, more than great information in this. But really, it's whatever, you know, feels good to you, whatever your relation is. You and your dad. Yeah, nobody else knows the game, and you can't play it, so the only way to know anything about it is for you to, like, describe it. It'd be really cool, yeah, if we did do a remake of it later down the line. It's mentioned in our first manual, and then we have a remake of it later.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I have a version of this game that I've kind of recreated. I've jazzed it up a little bit, and I don't remember all that much about all the details of it. I remember playing it. I remember roughly what it looked like, and but what I don't remember is the firing mechanism, like how exactly you aimed and fired and whatnot. And my dad was not very helpful in remembering how that worked. He didn't really remember either. So, and sadly, the game's been lost. So what do you do? I just recreate it from memory, and my dad. In fact, my dad just said, "Just do it how you want to do it. Make your version of it. Don't worry about it." So I do have a version of it that mostly works essentially, but it would be fun to jazz it up, turn that into a cartridge too. Why not?
Yep, I agree.
In fact, let's italicize here. I don't know what else. What else to say? I don't know. I don't want to go all modeling. I want to keep it kind of TI related, Do-do-do-do. Uh, do-do-do. Wait a minute. Oh, we didn't put a bottom bar on these pages. Oh, we did. Oh, we did. Okay, yeah. It's I was scrolled up like, where'd the bottom bar go? Oh, it's because I was zoomed in too much. Messed me up. Like, oh man, I messed up these pages. Oh no. Okay, this isn't too bad.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, it's it's a little detailed, but it's good stuff though. It's like this is what it was like back then. You know, you played cartridges, you typed in programs, you wrote your own little programs, and messed around with the speech synthesizer. That's what you did back then.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm going to keep it short and sweet from here.
Yeah.
Just trying to get the wording right, you know. I trimmed this just a little bit. I think I could probably trim this up a little bit and get it all on one page, and then we can tweak it and get it to fit. Yeah, I remember this little typing program called Touch Typing Tutor. Basically just a typing program that I just spent time learning to type when I was a little kid. Almost there. Need to whittle it down a little more. I mean, there's so many little things, but it's like, one page is plenty. It's self-indulgent to spend too much time on such things.
They're good things. But yeah, I think if we could put it on one page, then you can have a bigger picture on the other page.
Yeah, exactly, with a little caption to the picture or something, It's not too bad. Yeah, it's interesting because it was a simple game to play, Shooting Star, but it was rather complicated in its code because it used randomization, of course, but also used sine and cosine functions to control the velocity that it would move along the screen. So it would pick a random starting position along one of the edges of the screen, and then it would give it a velocity like a vector and a random speed, and then it would use sine and cosine to vary that speed based on which direction it was going. It was really, it was rather complicated in terms of math, and then the game loop and whatnot. We know all about game loops now, but it was. Hold on, don't. Is everything okay?
Okay, I thought I heard Amanda come in, but I guess I didn't.
Oh, you look perplexed over there. So
yeah, I was trying to. Wait. Amanda? Okay, she didn't. I thought I heard her.
Okay. And so when I built my own version of it, I tried to do what I could to capture the spirit of that. And it was quite a challenge because I would say you'd have to go, okay, if you're moving at this angle at this speed, you'd have to calculate the position of where it would be at that time, and so I'd have to use sine and cosine functions to get the position down, or arc sine or arc cosine perhaps. It's complicated. I can pull up a copy of it here if you're curious in a minute. I got the code handy. All right, let's read this out loud and see how it sounds. Socrates is dedicated to Zachary's father, George A. Fruhling, who was instrumental in sparking Zachary's interest in the TI-99 4A home computer in the first place. I don't remember exactly when my dad, when my first dad first. Hello. That's why we read it. This is why we read things out loud. I don't remember exactly when my dad first brought home a TI-99 4A computer, but it was likely shortly after its release in 1981 or early 1982. While I have fond memories of many TI cartridge games from those days, for example, Early Learning Fun, Beginning Grammar, Alpiner, Zero Zap, etc., my fondest memory of my dad and the TI-99 4A was the space shooter game that he programmed for me in TI Basic. The program was called Shooting Star, and the goal of the game... a comma in there. Hold on. Sure I don't italicize the comma. There we we go. And the goal of the game was to shoot at an asterisk that would spawn at a random position on the screen edge and then move across the screen in a random direction at a random velocity. Even though Shooting Star was relatively simple, even by TI-99 4A standards, I happily spent hours playing it and trying to modify its code to learn how it worked. I kept a copy of Shooting Star for many years, but sadly it has since been lost and I have been unable to locate the cassette on which it was, double space there, on which it was stored. Other TI-99 4A memories of my dad come to mind, messing around with the speech synthesizer and testing its limits to see what it could and couldn't say, learning to type with a touch typing tutor command module, typing in programs from the beginner's basic book that came packaged with a TI-99 4A, and learning to write simple TI basic games and programs of my own on company-branded graph paper pads that my dad would bring home from work and let me use for writing programs. I wish my dad were still alive to see what we've created for the TI-99 4A in the form of our Socrates cartridge, but I know that he would have been proud of me for it, as he never failed to take the time to tell me that he was. How's it sound?
Sounds really good.
You like it?
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I do like it. Is.
I know how to turn a phrase, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, this makes me feel good. I'm really glad we put this in there. I think this was necessary. The end of this, make it feel more complete.
Yeah, so this was, well, we got to get the page numbers right, though. So that was, this is page 13. Wait a minute, what happened here?
Yeah, how is it already the right page?
13, 14.
It should be 15, not 13.
Oh yeah, we have an error in both files.
Maybe.
12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. Sure did. How did we miss that? That's why we're checking this, you know.
Oh yeah.
15.
How the heck did we just miss that?
So 16. This. Hold on here. So it's left, right, left. This needs to be 16.
Yep.
Okay. We need to add a new page now. So we can copy the one from the right here. Actually, no, let's do this one. Duplicate. Let's fix that in both versions real quick. So we have 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yep, 13, look. Good thing we're checking this.
Wow. I can't believe we missed page number 1. And the title and a page number. We better do it one more time. We better just.
That's my point. Yeah. That's why I didn't. I'm glad Greg didn't send these to the printer yet. Yeah.
Yeah, that's blowing my mind. Just a scotch that we missed the page number.
Okay.
I can't believe I overlooked that. How many times we overlooked this?
Okay, so we're on 15, 16.
And 17, though I don't know if we'll put a page number on the page with a picture.
I don't know.
Like there's not one on the title page. Maybe the page with the very
so
last
right,
page.
Left. So this should go to the right.
Yep. Then yeah, it'll still be the same title.
This is 17.
Yep.
And here, let's keep this text on here for. Let's just keep a placeholder for this, so that for the formatting. And we can bump this down for a hot minute.
I literally went outside because it's hot outside to get warmed up because I'm so cold.
turn the temperature up.
I will when I will.
Don't just sit there and freeze. Turn the temperature up.
Well, you already did, didn't you?
Yeah, but that's okay. So what? Turn it up.
I'm almost done with work, so I'll do it in a minute.
Oops. Do you think it should be inset, or do you think it should be lined up with the edge of the page here?
I think it should be inset, or yeah, as wide as the margins. Yeah.
One or the other.
Yeah, as wide as the margins. Yeah, as big as you can make it. Yeah, I think as wide as the margins like that. And then I think that it should be right aligned.
Yeah, let's. I want to get the position so it matches the height of this. So
Name it could just be centered or something.
yeah, we'll figure that out in a second. 0.48, 1.27.
Yeah, I love that.
There we go. It matches the height of the other stuff in there.
Nice.
I mean, I think we just say, just caption it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that should just be centered and kind of bigger.
Yeah, definitely. Probably parentheses, actually. We could use this font instead, just because it's something different. Or we could use the same font as this, you know.
Either or. I like both those ideas.
Yeah, let's try this first. So Alice at 19, and let's check the 0 and 1.25. Actually, I can just copy the damn box. Then we can come over here and go and do one of these. So now it feels like it needs, the whole thing needs to come down vertically, doesn't it?
Yeah, maybe just a scotch.
So it's like that.
Yeah, that feels good. Look at him. I love that.
There we go. The italic's better contrast with this up here.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to check something here. So I want to kind of just do the mental math. So this is the cover. We open it up and we have left, right, 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 and then the back cover. That's it. Okay, just want to make sure it kind of mentally matches up, you know?
Yep.
So we, what's that?
Oh, I just said, man, that's awesome. Looking through our whole manual.
It looks pretty good. Let's
It does.
let me give this another read just to make sure it, you know, I want to see if there's any place to tighten it up a little bit. Let's call this home computer. That's what its official name is. how about early 1980, even by early 1980 standards. There we go. Nice. It reads pretty well, I think. What do you think?
Yeah, I'm definitely liking it so far. I think that this is working out just like I had in my head.
Thanks. Yeah, I mean, the full color image. I mean, it's really full color compared to everything else, but that's nice. You know, it's the 21st century. Things should be in color, right?
It should.
There's a part of me that kind of goes, yeah, the inside of these manuals were black and white, so the full color thing is going to stand out. But that's okay. It's the 21st century, and this is retro computing and retro sensibilities, and
Yep.
you know, from the 21st century. It's all good. I think this looks pretty good.
I think it looks really
I'm
good.
glad you. I appreciate you not minding if I put that in there, and I appreciate that it was your idea. It's very kind and thoughtful of you.
Yeah, for sure.
I
As soon as you said the 2 open pages, the idea flashed in my head immediately.
I do think my dad would have got quite the kick out of this game if he was able to see it. Yeah, for sure.
For sure, I bet.
It's by far the most complicated thing I've ever written for the TI. First of all, so he would have thought it was really cool just from a coding standpoint. But
yeah, it is super cool. Yeah, we made something pretty dang awesome here, I think. Yeah, I feel like this is the perfect way to end the manual.
I think so too. So let's. I think this looks pretty good. Let's just double check it really carefully for things like italics and the formatting of the TI-99 4A. I hate the line break here in TI-99 4A. Like, I can live with it, but I don't care for that line break.
Okay, I'm gonna go again.
Okay. Have fun.
Thanks.
I love
Okay,
you.
love you.
Oh, there we go. Command module. We're capitalizing that, we decided.
Yep. I think I figured out a way to move the fix that first TI break you didn't like.
What's up?
I don't remember exactly. I don't remember. Oh wait, I guess I wasn't reading it from the beginning. When the first time my dad was what I thought. I don't remember exactly when the first time my dad brought home the TI. It adds like 1 or 2 words, which would be enough to push the TI to not be on a line.
Yeah, but then it would push everything else down an extra line, I think. I want to
It
leave.
might fit within that box still, because I think it adds like the word "the time," so it's 7 letters or 8 letters.
No, I think I like this wording better.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I can always, you know what I can do? I can actually just do what I did before.
Oh yeah, just put some spaces there. Yeah, just
Boom.
yeah, there we go. You can't even tell.
Yeah, just a forced carriage return there.
Yeah.
Shift enter is how you do that if you ever want to know how to do that without causing
Alright.
a full line break. You can just do a simple carriage
Last
return.
time, not come off work.
Oh,
I'm gonna run to the store to get us our brats.
Oh, sounds good. That'll be good. We're doing that for dinner tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yes.
We made, actually, well, Susan made the bulk of it, homemade chili the other day. So we're having chili bratwurst dogs for.
Yes. Okay. I'll leave this open for
Oh,
now.
we're getting buns too, right?
No.
Oh, cookies.
You want buns?
Yeah.
You want what kind of buns?
I don't know, something big enough to hold a bratwurst.
Like those Kaiser roll type
No,
things?
yeah, maybe like the oh hell, what's that brand name? They kind of have the bigger, fluffier kind.
I think I can find something.
Or not Ora wheat. Maybe it's Ora wheat. I don't know. I trust you.
I think like Kaiser rolls.
Yeah.
Is what I'm thinking of.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, 'cause I'm not gonna have that though.
Yeah, it just sounds good. Like a bratwurst dog with some chili sounds great.
You got it. I love you.
I love you too.
Okay, I'll be back shortly.
And then we're gonna jump on with Greg at 5:30. So.
Okay.
But
Yep. You do.
that's not going to take very long, and I think we'll probably call it an evening from there. We don't have that much to do here. Actually, the game's essentially done. So.
Okay.
I
Don't
love
worry
you.
about me. I have shows.
Okay. I'll see you in a little bit, man.
I'll see you in a bit.
Love you.
Love you.
Love you too. We could actually link to the beginner's base. We could link to a couple of these things on the digital one.
Oh yeah, we should.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool.
So let's call this version 1. Since this is a major update, 1.2.0. Yeah, my dad was at that time he was an electrical technician for Ball Metal Corporation, the beverage can manufacturer. If you look on beverage cans, you get about slightly 50% shot to find one that says Ball on it, as opposed to a little crown, which is I think it's called Rexall now, but it was Reynolds Metals. But he was an electrical technician for Ball Metal, so he came up with these graph paper pads. Had a big blue Ball logo in the top left, and it was just graph paper pads. It was great. I used to love writing programs in those things. You could write. Here's our graph paper. You create your own little characters and stuff. Your little, sprites or character designs. It was great. Good times. I wish I had one of those pads. I've tried to find them on the eBay, but I haven't. Yeah, they just don't seem to exist. I think this feels pretty good.
It does.
So I think we can copy these now. So I think if we do Control C, we can go over to this version. Yes, that worked great, I think. 15, 16. And we can come over here, Control C. We can paste it in right here. There we go. Boom. Check it out. That's quite a large picture. I mean, it's almost a 5x7. It's a good sized picture.
Love that. That's what I was hoping. Yeah, nice big old picture of him, all in color, and yeah, it looks great.
Yeah, it's just funny how things work out. Like, here we are making this manual, and Dad's picture is going to be in the manual, and that's awesome. But it's like, would we have, if Dad hadn't passed away, would we have made this game in the same way? I don't know. Like, maybe got me being nostalgic about it, and arguably it's why I'm doing it to some degree. You know what I mean? Got me thinking retroactively and nostalgically about it. It's weird that you can find creative ways of taking a negative and turning it into a positive.
It is so true. That's kind of how we met, because after you lost your father, Brandy wanted us to meet and hang out and play video games, and she pushed for it more. She was like, he just lost his dad. He likes video games. I think we get along. And I was like,
and here we are.
And here we are all this time later. making games together.
I know, it's amazing how things work out. So I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good existentialist that way. I'm good at finding the good in any kind of situation.
Yeah.
But you know, it's not always an easy road. But I am better at it than some people. I think I'm proud of being good at that. It's a good coping mechanism. As far as coping mechanisms go, it's a very healthy one.
Yeah, so that's why I felt like he had to be included and why he should get these last 2 pages, because yeah, I feel like it's most of our game company existing is his doing. In so many ways. Yeah, it's very, very cool. But yeah, it's like it's life, I guess. That's how life goes.
Man, it sure does.
You know what will inspire something?
Well, we better check over the rest of this with a fine-tooth comb again while we've got an hour or so
Yeah.
before we talk with Greg.
I guess we've been good at missing simple things.
Yeah, so we'll check everything here. So TI-99 4A home computer, that looks good. Socrates looks good. Requires 32K memory expansion, that looks good. Solid state software looks good. Command module looks good. An open world philosophical exploration of the life and conversations of Socrates set in ancient Athens. I love it. Screenshot looks good. Copyright 2026, Spark Gap Games, that looks good. Includes free digital download, that looks good. No complaints about any of that.
For this first page, feel free to veto, but what if we tried to change the TI-99 4A home computer font? I know that font kind of looks similar to the other manuals, but I was kind of thinking about doing it like our header font. That fun copper gothic or whatever.
Yeah, we could try it.
Something about that font just feels so modern to me. It's been throwing me off.
Like that?
That might be fancy.
Hey, what?
Not tell. That might be too fancy now.
Yeah, I could go either way.
Is that the same font as the other things on the front page here?
It is Canva Sans. Yep, it is. And we adjusted the horizontal spacing of it to look very much like the old one.
Yeah, I haven't been able to quite put my finger on something about it. Feels like extra modern to me.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I got one right here. I'm gonna look at it and see. You know, it's or the manual. It is It's funny because it is larger than you think it is. I mean, maybe it's too large. I don't know. It might be a tad bigger than it was. You know, you want me to drop in the screenshot of the other one again?
Sure.
Let's take a look and just kind of compare the font sizes.
Yeah, that's the only thing on this front page that kind of stands out to me.
It does kind of draw your eyes away from it, doesn't it?
Yeah, something about it has been, it feels too modern or too, like, what? Yeah, it sticks out to me for some reason. I just haven't been able to nail down why.
Because we were using this.
And it's not a big deal or anything, but yeah, something about that feels more congruent.
What's going on here? Oh, that's not the right. Hold on, I thought I had. This is certainly larger. We could reduce the size of it a bit. What do you think? Maybe we made it too large.
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, everything else looks more like the right size. Okay, yeah, that's already feeling a
Is that better?
better. Yeah, maybe that's all it was. Maybe it was just a little too big. It still might be the fonts. Can we try the Alice? That was something else we used a lot in here. Oh, I like that better, I think. Is it bolded or something?
I don't think so. Mm-mm. Nope.
No, that's not bolded. Yeah, maybe the Canvas Sans is fine.
You like it better at that size?
I think so. What do you think?
I think so. I need to adjust the position of it a little bit if we change the height. I think it.
I think I like it better with the smaller heights.
So 14 instead of 15.
Yeah, just one small. Yeah, something about that makes it stand out less to me, but it's still there and it still you can still read it and stuff. But yeah, no, I think that feels better.
So hard to get the position right. This one looks okay. Let's grab the 0.29, 0.18. There we go. I think it's shifting a tiniest little bit, and I can't figure out why. Might just be a zooming artifact or something. I think it's okay. It looks pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I like that better.
Yeah.
It could have been kind of sticking out, but it wasn't like terrible. But yeah, it just kept sticking out to me every time.
Yeah, it blends in a little better now. It doesn't draw your eyes away from it as much. Even it's amazing how one font size difference can how much of a difference that can make. But
it is. It's always those small touches, tiny details.
Okay, so this will be digital version 1.2.0.
Yep.
All right, let's go.
Page number. It's blowing my mind still.
Can't believe what? I'm sorry?
That we had messed up that last page number.
Oh, I know. Okay. So this is inside cover. Quick reference guide. You can play Socrates either with the TI-99 4A keyboard or the optional wired controllers, that is, joysticks. Socrates uses the modern WASD keyboard controls for player movement as shown in the following table. How about just, but just modern WASD keyboard controls?
Yeah. Yeah.
Diagonal movement is allowed with joystick control, but is not possible when using the keyboard. When using keyboard control, pressing a key to advance the dialog. When using joystick control, any movement of the joystick or pressing the fire button will advance the dialog. Control, keyboard, joystick.
Just a little bit.
Do what, sorry?
It's just a little, can you zoom it in just
a
tiny bit?
Sure.
It's just a little blurry to see all the letters. There we go. Oh, now I can definitely read it.
Control, keyboard, joystick, move up, move left, move down, move right. Advanced dialog, WASD, any key. I think that looks fine.
Yep.
Exclamation points like the one shown at left will appear above an NPC, non-player character, to indicate that one of your fellow Athenians has something to say. Moving near the marked NPC from any direction will trigger its dialogue. Looks good, but I have to zoom out enough to see the see the page numbers from here. Okay, Socrates. Excuse me. This solid-state software command module designed for the TI-99 4A home computer equipped with a 32K memory expansion. Your purchase of this command module includes a free digital download of Socrates. See page 8 for details. The digital version of this manual is available on the SparkGap Games website. See page 12 for a QR code and URL. Designers, Zachary Fruhling and Dylan Metzing. Lead programmer, Zachary Fruhling. Lead artist, Dylan Metzing. Manual designers, Zachary Fruhling, Dylan Metzing. Copyright 2026, SparkGap Games, SGG001.
Awesome. Yep, great page.
Yeah, it's all looking good. Socrates game overview. Socrates is an open-world, educational, and philosophical experience. In Socrates, you take on the persona of the ancient Greek philosopher Socrates, exploring various locations in the ancient city-state of Athens, the residential district, the agora, the Acropolis, various palestras, i.e. wrestling schools, the Stoa of Zeus, the outskirts of Athens, etc., and having brief philosophical encounters and dialogues with your fellow Athenians. Your goal is to complete enough short dialogues to unlock the final rooms, namely the Heliaia, or People's Court, and Socrates' prison cell, and to experience the final moments of Socrates' life as he drinks the hemlock. In each new room, you will see your location and a counter indicating the number of dialogues you have completed out of 37 total dialogues, each of which corresponds to a specific topic from one of Plato's actual dialogues. Some locations, such as the aforementioned Heliaia and prison cell, are sealed off by locked doors that open only after you complete a specific number of dialogues. We've included a Socrates game map on the opposite page. Although the map isn't necessary, it may be helpful if you find yourself lost or stuck. The exclamation points on the map indicate which locations have dialogue available. The start location, Socrates' home, and the end location, Socrates' prison cell, are indicated on the map as well. Beautiful map.
So for that second dialogue, so we did the specific number of dialogues in the second paragraph is with the UES. We were using the UES dialogues in that one, and then this third paragraph we used the dialogue without the UES. Are we using the right dialogue?
Well, we are actually, because well, actually, we did say we were going to. Let's see.
For this page, we were using the not with the UES, but on that page we were using the UE a lot, except for that very last one.
Yeah, see, it's interesting because there's a subtle difference. Like dialogue is usually like standard spelling for written or spoken conversations. So like Plato's dialogues are written conversations, and then dialogue is more like a pop-up dialogue box, like with there's dialogue. Dialogues, not in the kind of but not in the platonic sense of dialogue. Like we're having some dialogue right now. But maybe we could just do it to be consistent, rather than mix it up.
It might just be something worth going sentence by sentence and making sure we use the right one.
Yeah. See, like I'm almost certain we've got it right in most places. But so dialogue. This spelling is reserved primarily for computing and technology, almost exclusively used when referring to a dialogue box. While it is an accepted variant in American English, it is widely considered incorrect outside of IT and software for regular conversations. Because it is like a little dialogue box.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of what I was going for, but
Yeah, so it seems when we're referencing the in-game dialogue, like, you'll have dialogue with the NPC, then it should be without the UE, and if we're talking about Plato's dialogues, it should be with the UE.
Right.
And some of them will be up to our discretion, because completed out of 37 total dialogues, which dialogue are we referencing? The game's dialogue or Socrates' dialogues?
Right. Well, in the game, we're calling them dialogues, right? I guess that's maybe like, the dialogue might refer to the text on the screen, but the little conversation that you had is a dialogue GUES,
Yeah.
So these make sense. The number of dialogues you've completed, that makes sense to be GUES.
Yeah.
And then down here, where is it? Sorry.
Down third sentence, or the second sentence of the third paragraph.
Which locations have dialogue available?
And yeah, they could really be either way on any of them, huh?
I think it makes sense to do the same.
Yeah, I think that makes sense to just have the UE.
I think so too. We're introducing an unnecessary level of complexity here.
Yeah, just do with the UE on all of them. Because they both make perfect sense. But yeah, we put with the UE within the game itself, so.
Right. Okay, good catch. I fixed it in both places.
Nice. Can we double check the page before that and just make sure that Oh, never mind. I thought there was a different page. Oh, is the page before that, the quick reference guide. I know it was mentioned at least.
Has something to
Yeah,
something to say.
dialogue with a UE. There we go. Is that the only one? Yeah, I think that. Oh no, we'll advance the dialogue in the top part too. Oh, twice. Used at least twice up there. Jeez, we gotta skim a little slower, huh?
Apparently.
Yeah, the last two sentences both end with the word dialogue. Press any key to advance the dialogue, and pressing any button will advance the dialogue. There we go. 3 things on that page. Yeah, I think that's it, though. Oh, no! In our actual map, advanced dialogue. Move up, move left, move down, move right, advanced dialogue. Yeah, there we go. It's 4 times on that page. And I think that'll be it.
Look good?
Yes.
Oh, down here though.
Oh, the 4th one.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, but it'd be easier to just control F dialogue without the UE and see if we find more.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh, yeah, there's only 16 currencies. Okay, it looks like we're into UEs everywhere else. Wow, there's so many times on this page. Nice. Okay.
That's it.
Did it.
Okay.
Watch out for that.
Historical background. Who was Socrates? Socrates was an ancient Greek philosopher from the city-state of Athens and lived from 470 to 399 BCE. Socrates' friend Chaerephon once visited the oracle of Delphi and asked if anyone was wiser than Socrates, to which the oracle replied that no one was wiser. When Socrates heard of this, he was perplexed, as he was convinced that he had no wisdom at all. Thus began Socrates' philosophical quest to find someone wiser than he among his fellow Athenians, questioning politicians and statesmen, sophists and rhetoricians, poets and playwrights, craftsmen and artisans, wrestlers and gymnasts, among others. Socrates seemingly left no area of society and no area of claimed expertise unexamined and unquestioned. Socrates found, time and again, frustratingly, that those who claimed to be the wisest as a result of their supposed expertise often seemed to understand very little, especially in terms of the essential definitions or essences of many important philosophical concepts: justice, beauty, piety, love, temperance, etc. Needless to say, this did not win Socrates many friends among the Athenian elite, and eventually Socrates was charged, tried, and convicted of 2 capital charges: impiety, i.e., failing to acknowledge the official gods of Athens, and corrupting the youth, i.e., teaching young men of Athens to question traditional beliefs and societal norms. At his trial, Socrates claimed that he never taught anything but merely questioned and examined. He also argued that he had done such a great service to Athens that, instead of being punished, he should be awarded with free meals in the Prytaneum, a dining hall reserved for Olympic victors and state heroes, for his lifelong service to Athens and promoting critical thinking and virtue in the interest and care of his fellow Athenian souls. Oops, someone is at the door. Be right back. Just a package delivery.
Nice.
Speedy delivery, as they used to say in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood.
Love
Okay.
that guy.
I grew up in Mr. Rogers. Mr. Rogers was great. I have nothing but positive things to say.
Yeah, that should be how we all feel, I think.
Definitely. This did not go over well with Socrates' jury of 501 people, and Socrates was convicted by a majority of 280 against 221. After some final conversations with his followers about his responsibility to obey even unjust laws, and about the immortality of the soul, as recounted in Plato's Crito and Phaedo dialogues, Socrates drank the hemlock unceremoniously to end his own life in the company of friends. Much of what we know about Socrates comes from various philosophical dialogues and a wide variety of topics written by his student Plato, along with the writings of other contemporaries, for example, Xenophon. Socrates himself is not known to have created any writings, making him something of an enigmatic figure in the history of philosophy. Although Socrates was not the first philosopher, that honor traditionally goes to Thales of Miletus, Socrates' influence on the history of Western philosophy to this very day, both in terms of the specific philosophical topics he discussed and for his unique method of questioning, now known as the Socratic method, is unmatched and cannot be overstated. Learn more about the life of Socrates with the following QR code and/or URL. Love it. Nope, didn't notice any problems.
Same.
Okay, Seiklo's Epitaph, title screen music. The music appearing in the Socrates title screen is an abbreviated and slightly modified version of the Seiklo's Epitaph, an ancient Greek stone inscription containing the oldest surviving complete musical composition, including both lyrics and musical notation. Although the Seiklo's Epitaph dates to a later period of ancient Greek history, likely the 1st or 2nd century CE, we felt it appropriate to include a piece of authentic ancient Greek music modified as needed as the title screen music in Socrates. You can learn more about the Seiklo's Epitaph with the following QR code and/or URL. Looks good.
Didn't the idea for that come from your sister, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Should we give her credit for that somewhere in that paragraph? Like, yeah, because it said we felt it was appropriate, but we could put somewhere in that sentence, like, we don't have to say your sister, we can put her name, like, the idea came from sister. Yeah, give her some credit for that.
We could, instead of saying we felt it appropriate, we could say Zachary's sister Amber suggested that we.
Yes, there it is. Yeah. Yeah, she should be included. Give it her full name. Or maybe middle initial last name. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Maybe this piece of, instead of a piece, suggested that we include this piece of authentic ancient Greek music. Oh, that feels nice. Yeah.
Zachary's sister Amber Fruhling suggested that we include this piece of authentic ancient Greek music, modified as needed, as the title screen music in Socrates.
Nice.
Works for me.
Yeah, I like that.
Let's do it in both versions.
Yep.
Hold on, why didn't it? It blew up the italicization when I pasted it in. For whatever reason. Okay, there we go. What do you think? Okay, on to the next.
Yep.
How Socrates was made. You can view a YouTube playlist of our various Socrates game development working sessions and devlogs, and how we brought Socrates to life from idea to TI Extended Basic to compiling to command module with the following QR code and or URL. The idea for Socrates had been floating around in game developer Zachary Fruhling's mind for several. Oh, it's funny because here, this is now where we refer to Zachary for the first time.
Oh yeah, to be your full name instead of just Zachary. Yeah. I think we should do that on any page. Basically, the first time we're mentioned on a page, we should use our full name, and then the second time we're mentioned on that same page, we can use our first name only, I think.
Looks good. Every time I change that, I'm like, oh my god, am I going to have to mess with the line breaks and stuff,
Same.
Okay. The idea for Socrates has been floating around in game developer Zachary Fruhling's mind for several years, given his fondness for retro adventure games in general, and the TI-99 4A in particular, and given his experience as a philosopher and philosophy instructor. Zachary and co-developer Dylan Metzing collaborated by Discord once or twice per week over a period of about 4 months, with Zachary doing the bulk of the programming and Dylan taking charge of the artwork and other design elements. Socrates was written in TI Extended Basic using the Sublime Text code editor and the Classic 99 emulator. When the code for Socrates was complete, we compiled it using the Extended Basic compiler, after which we created the cartridge binary .bin file using the makecart utility, both of which are part of Harry Wilhelm's Extended Basic Game Developers Package, i.e. Jewel. We collaborated with Gregory McGill from ArcadeShopper.com to produce and release Socrates in physical form as a TI-99 4A command module. I see no problems.
Same.
Digital download instructions. Your purchase of the Socrates command module includes a free digital download of both the binary .bin file and the Extended Basic XB program file for use in any of the various TI-99 4A emulators, Classic 99, JS99er, Win99 4A, etc. Use the following QR code and or URL to claim your digital download. Contact us via our website if you have any questions or concerns, or if you encounter any issues with your digital download. Looks fine. About SparkGap Games. SparkGap Games is an indie game developer studio founded by Zachary Fruhling and Dylan Metzing, born out of a shared love of video games with a retro flair and a desire to add our own unique contributions to the video game world. About Zachary Fruhling. Zachary Fruhling, at zacharyfruhling.com, is a philosopher, philosophy instructor, instructional designer, educational content developer and author, indie game developer, and former podcast host with over 25 years of experience in higher education, both in the classroom and the educational technology industry. Makes me sound so old. Zachary was the creator and lead author of this. This is the price of being middle-aged, Zachary was the creator and lead author of the successful Apply a Homework Solution for Patrick Hurley's A Concise Introduction to Logic and other philosophy course areas at Cengage Learning. He has taught philosophy at the University of California, Santa Cruz, Cabrillo College, Evergreen Valley College, and most recently at College of Eastern Idaho, where he has taught Introduction to Logic, lost my place there. Introduction to Logic, Critical Thinking, Introduction to Philosophy, Philosophy of Religion, Introduction to Ethics, and other undergraduate philosophy courses. Zachary was formerly the Director of Instructional Design at Thrive Scholars, helping to provide high-achieving students of color from low-income communities the opportunities they need to thrive at top colleges and in meaningful careers. Before joining Thrive Scholars, Zachary was a senior instructional designer for Hot Chalk Incorporated, where he developed graduate-level online courses for universities such as Concordia University of Nebraska and Concordia University Portland. Zachary was also a member of the Share Professional Learning Platform development team, where he authored online professional development materials and developed multimedia content for K-12 educators on topics such as trauma and resilience and environmental education. Zachary was the co-host of 2 podcasts on the Trek.fm podcast network, Metatreks, a Star Trek philosophy podcast, and To the Journey, a Star Trek Voyager podcast, the latter of which was a 2018 Parsec Award winner for the best speculative fiction, fan, or news podcast. In addition, Zachary was a co-founder of Doodle Dudes LLC, a mobile game development company developing elegant and fun mobile apps. Most recently, in addition to SparkGap Games, Zachary is the founder and creative director of Fruhling Designs, which offers a line of digital download cross-stitch patterns for needlecraft hobbyists. Zachary also has numerous other interests, such as writing and blogging, blah, 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 meditations, a philosophy blog, and See Me Get Rich, a personal finance blog, guitar and piano, hiking and fishing, investing in personal finance, Latin language and literature, ancient history and culture, online gaming, for example, World of Warcraft, and the culinary arts. He is also a licensed amateur radio operator, i.e. ham radio operator, holding the call sign KD6DXA since 1991. That looks pretty good. I don't see any typos or anything.
Mm-hmm. Same.
And now about you, Dylan Metzing. Dylan Metzing is a video game designer, artist, musician, and poet who aspires to create video game art that is so completely transparent and natural that people feel fully immersed in the experience of the game without the art overpowering or distracting from the game itself. Dylan started creating video games with Zachary Fruhling in 2025 after bonding over a shared love of retro video games and brainstorming video game ideas over pizza and a beer one fortuitous night, as fortuitous as when John Lennon met Paul McCartney in Ashland, Oregon. Dylan has been the lead artist and audio designer for Spark Gap Games ever since, and he has ideas for several future Spark Gap Games projects and creations. Dylan creates experimental new age and genre-crossing beats and songs with his music partner, Max Ostroff, under the band name Happy Accidents. You can find his unofficially released music on SoundCloud under Happy Accidents, spelled differently, of course. Dylan has been making music since 2018 when he went to a Wookiee Foot concert and was inspired to create music like theirs. He did music on his own until 2021 when he met Max Ostroff in Ashland and immediately hit it off jamming on cajones, again, not to be confused with cajones, for at least 14 hours straight at their first meeting. Since then, Max and Dylan have created hundreds of songs together that have yet to be released. Oh, you bet. That's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
Sausage rolls.
That sounds great.
Okay. Hold on one second, because you're going to laugh with me.
Oh, okay. I may laugh with you. I don't think I'll laugh at you, but I'll laugh with you. With plans to get the mix mastered and out into the world for people to enjoy ASAP.
Okay.
Oh, these all the little rice cakes?
Yeah.
What do we got here? Strawberry chocolate. That sounds good. Birthday cake bites.
And then the French toast ones. I got 2 of these.
Sounds delicious. I love you.
I love you. I'll close the door because I'm going to
Okay.
watch.
We're just doing a final run through of our game manual here because we already caught a couple little errors from last time.
No,
So
that's good. Okay, I love you.
love you too. Okay, Dylan also writes world conscious poems, some of which can be found on his website, dylanmetzing.neocities.org. Dylan started his poetry inspired by world events in late 2022. He has since written dozens of poems with intentions to refine and share them with the public at local poetry slams and open mic nights. I think that sounds great.
Same.
Well, and you thought you had nothing to say about yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you did a good job stretching it out.
You're too humble.
I do prefer to be humble. I'd rather be too humble than arrogant. I think.
Yeah, it's a fine line for sure between confidence and arrogance for sure.
It really is.
Okay, where to find our games? You can purchase Socrates and any of our future TI-99 4A cartridge games from arcadeshopper.com, from itch.io, or directly from us via the Spark Gap Games website using the following QR codes and or URLs. Looks good. We tested all those last time, so those are good. The digital version of this manual, available on the Spark Gap Games website, contains clickable links, i.e. hyperlinks, to all listed websites. I like using the retro term hyperlink.
Same.
Where to find our games. In addition to our TI-99 4A games, Spark Gap Games also produces games for other platforms. Be sure to check out our free-to-play, retro 8-bit style Dragon Ball Z themed fighting game, Frieza's Fury, a Dragon Ball Z fan project, Spark Gap Games 2025. All rights reserved. For the Pico 8 fantasy console. Frieza's Fury can be played in your browser, 2 players, game controllers recommended, or downloaded for free, including versions for Windows, Mac, Linux, and Raspberry Pi via the following QR code and or URL. Spark Gap Games was established in 2025, and Socrates is our second official release. We have future plans for a variety of upcoming games for the TI-99 4A and for modern game engines such as Stencil, Godot, and Pico 8. Watch for our modern games on various game distribution platforms such as Steam, the Apple App Store, the Google Play Store, etc. The Spark Gap Games website, sparkgapgames.com, will have news of our future game releases and links to our game development live streams on Twitch and YouTube. Sounds great.
That does.
Sounds like we really have our shit together.
It really does.
Smoke and mirrors. No, actually, we got good momentum. I think we're blazing, rolling forward into the future here.
Well organized, the Trello, and yeah, everything's nice and linked up with all of our websites and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the development logs are really cool.
Those are really those are the kinds of things people will keep turning. I mean, we've already been thanked for it. People are saying, "Wow, thanks for documenting it." You know, it might inspire people to do something similar. We had no idea how to do this when we started. I just know how to write little programs in BASIC, and now we've got a whole cartridge essentially done.
Right.
It's very cool.
Insane. It is super cool.
Okay, acknowledgements. We would like to acknowledge and thank the following: Brad Snyder for regularly attending our game development live streams on Twitch and for being a conversation partner and game tester during the development process for Socrates. Odd Christensen for hanging out with us on Twitch nearly every stream, for reminding us to keep our code lean, and for providing us with much needed company, laughs, moral support, and ideas we never would have thought of. Gregory McGill from ArcadeShopper.com for his collaboration in producing and distributing Socrates in command module form, and for kindly answering even our most embarrassingly basic of TI-99 4A technical questions. Our many followers and viewers on Twitch, YouTube, Discord, and the Atari Age TI-99 4A message board for their time, enthusiasm, comments, help, and suggestions throughout our journey developing Socrates. Mike Brent, aka Tercy, for developing the Classic 99 emulator, found here, without which the development of Socrates would not have been possible, and which has enabled viable software development for the TI-99 4A into the 21st century. Harry Wilhelm for developing the Extended Basic Game Developers package, i.e. Jewel. Specifically the Extended Basic Compiler and the MakeCart utilities, allowing for easier development of new TI-99 4A cartridges / command modules without direct knowledge of assembly language programming, which is intractable. Dylan's parents, Philip and Laura Metzing, and Lisa and David Roberts, for their lifelong love and support for anything I decide to pursue. Zachary's mother, Suzanne A. Forsell, without whom I would not have turned out as normal as I did. Mom deserves more thanks than that, but this is largely TI focused, and she's not into such things. So she deserves a lot more credit, but she, in another forum that's more relevant, perhaps. Zachary's father, George A. Fruhling, RIP, for purchasing a TI-99 4A in the early 1980s and for beginning my lifelong interest in the TI-99 4A home computer. Zachary's grandmother, Velma V. Fruhling, for teaching me early in life you can accomplish anything you set your mind to. Not all, but the vast majority of my interests I got from my grandmother, actually. Maybe not the TI, but almost everything else. Zachary's girlfriend, Susan Douglas, for her love, understanding, patience, and encouragement during our many game development / programming sessions and live streams. The teachers of America, and Zachary's and Dylan's teachers in particular, from preschool through higher education, who gave their time not only to pass down knowledge, but also to instill in us a creative spark that informs all of our projects and everything we do. The members of the original TI-99 4A development team, their contributions to computing history inspired countless computer enthusiasts like Zachary to learn computer programming and to bring their own creations to life on the screen. Finally, Socrates himself, and Plato for getting the last word. So if there's one good lesson to get from Plato is don't fuck with someone who's a better writer than you are.
Mightier than the sword.
Absolutely. Nice quote. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. I like it. You think it should be italicized?
Let's see what it looks like italicized. I think it looks good without it.
Yeah, I think we might have checked it out last time, right?
What if we did the quote italicized but not Socrates? Does that make sense? Or
I kind of like it all or nothing personal. It looks okay, I guess. What do you think?
Maybe all of it italicized did look better.
I think so too.
Yeah, it kind of gives it more of a picture feel.
It helps offset it from the text above.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I like it better italicized.
It's way over here somewhere.
Yeah.
Actually, oh yeah, that's right. We did that on purpose. There's extra spaces there. I forgot they were there.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So we'll come back here and do the same thing over here. Just make sure we get all the... I don't think there are such thing as italicized spaces. But on the off chance that it affects how wide everything is. There we go.
Yeah, it's better with it italicized, I think.
I think so too. And loving memory?
Centered?
Yes.
the middle of the page?
It is, yeah.
It almost looks like more to the left for some reason to me right now.
Maybe it is. Well, maybe it's
Well,
not
the middle
centered.
one selected right there, yeah. Align to page middle wasn't actually selected like I would expect it to be. Yeah.
So center. Oh, very, very close. That's right. Let's just do it so close that. Yeah, I mean, it was a tiny, tiny, tiny little bit off.
See it move.
Yeah, it moved the tiniest bit. Yeah, and it might have had to do with the italicizing as well, maybe.
Yeah, something about it. Yeah, now it feels more centered. That's so weird. How did I pick up on that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I was just like, it feels too far to the left for me.
And our new pages now. In loving memory, George A. Fruhling. Socrates is dedicated to Zachary's father, George A. Fruhling, who was instrumental in sparking Zachary's interest in the TI-99 4A home computer in the first place. I don't remember exactly when my dad first brought home a TI-99 4A computer, but it was likely shortly after its release in 1981 or early 1982. While I have fond memories of many TI cartridge games from those days, for example, Early Learning Fun, Beginning Grammar, Alpiner, Zero Zap, etc., my fondest memory of my dad on the TI-99 4A was the space shooter game that my dad programmed for me in TI Basic. The game was called Shooting Star, and the goal was to shoot at an asterisk that would spawn at a random position on the screen edge and move across the screen in a random direction at a random velocity. Even though Shooting Star was relatively simple, even by early 1980 standards, I happily spent hours playing it and trying to modify its code to learn how it worked. I kept a copy of Shooting Star for many years, but sadly it has since been lost, and I have been unable to locate the cassette on which it was stored. Other fond TI-99 4A memories with my dad come to mind, messing around with the sweet synthesizer and testing its limits to see what it could and couldn't say, learning to type with the Touch Typing Tutor command module, typing in programs together from the Beginner's Basic book packaged with the TI-99 4A, and learning to write simple TI Basic programs of my own on company-branded graph paper pads that my dad would bring home from work and let me use for writing programs. I wish my dad were still alive to see what we've created for the TI-99 4A in the form of our Socrates cartridge, but I know that he would have been proud of me for it, as he never failed to take the time to tell me that he was. I think that is nicely written.
Yeah. I love it. It feels so good.
And then the picture looks good.
Such a good picture.
And back cover. Let's check the back cover. Take on the persona of Socrates and experience Plato's dialogues as you explore ancient Athens. Speak with your fellow Athenians and discover why Socrates was such an enigmatic figure in the history of philosophy, loved and revered by some, hated and feared by others. Socrates introduces you to an array of philosophical topics as you experience conversations based on 37 of Plato's dialogues. Wander an open world and philosophize with your fellow Athenians. Complete dialogues to unlock hidden rooms. Find your way to the final room and share in Socrates' final moments. Use the keyboard or optional wired controllers to navigate ancient Athens using the included map as your guide. Sounds pretty good.
It does.
Well,
let's finish this page first.
What's that, sorry?
I was gonna say, can we go back to the picture once we're done on this page?
This picture?
Yeah. Can you zoom out a little bit?
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling like it needs to go up a little bit, the picture. Maybe not the text underneath it, but the picture, I think, needs to go up higher. Just a little bit higher.
Yeah,
Have a gap above the picture, but not enough of a gap between the picture and the name. But it feels like, I can't tell all the way, though.
well,
What I'm thinking.
I mean, we want the label to be close to the picture.
Yeah.
To show that they're tied together. I mean, it's obvious there, but we want them to be... The spacing between the bottom of the text and this spacing are the same, or very nearly the same, because of the extra text spacing there. But what looks off about it though? To me, it looks pretty good. You think the space up here is too great?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think that space is just feeling too big to me.
And we can move it up a little bit, sure.
Yeah, I just think it needs to go up just a teeny, like a hair.
Let me zoom in just a little bit here.
Yeah. Yeah, the gap above the picture just feels a little too big.
Oops. I think that's text is too close now.
text is too close. That might be a little too high now, actually, too. That feels better.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, is there a middle ground between where you moved it to and where it was?
I didn't move it very much.
Yeah, I didn't see the numbers. I didn't catch them fast enough.
Oops.
Yeah.
Ah. Bloody hell, it's hard to control.
And now it feels too big again.
Right.
Yeah, so maybe back at the slightly smaller. Yeah, just back one.
It's really hard to find a position that looks good.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. What do you think? I think it looks good. I think it looks fine.
Maybe the name could go a little bit lower. More like it's centered in that space below.
Oh, I think that's going to be way too much space above. It needs to be closer to the picture.
Yeah, I think in my head they should all be kind of centered on the lines. Like the name and picture should all be centered between the two lines. Instead of being, yeah, closer together. Like it should all be centered on itself.
Like that?
Oh, yeah. Like that feels better.
That works for me. Fills the page, you know.
Maybe just a scotch on the upper, like on the closer to it, and just like a little bitty bit higher than it is lower.
Trying to nudge it.
Yeah, it's so difficult to move to such a little amount. Yeah, something just a little bit different like that. Yeah.
That looks good to me. Yeah, fine. Yeah.
I'm liking that.
Why don't I, rather than try to duplicate all of that, why don't I just copy this page back over into the other version?
Yeah, you should do that. That'd be easier. Yeah, that feels better. And you can copy it in before you, instead of deleting it, copy it next to it like a duplicate page, and we can scroll back and forth.
Yeah. So here's this is the old one. New one.
Yeah, I like the new one better. Yeah, it feels better to me. It's more centered on the page. And yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, let's, I agree. Let's go ahead and delete this one.
Yeah.
But I just want to double check. Let's double check the alignment of things here. Center. Center, perfect.
Nice. Yep.
Same thing in the other one. Center.
Good. That looks great. I love that.
There we go.
Look at that. That feels really good.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? It's like we know what we're doing.
Yeah. Pretty good at this thing. Can't even tell it's our first time making one of these.
Well, it's funny because we're probably creeping up and spending almost 40 hours working on the manual.
Yeah, there was more to the manual than I expected, but I had a lot more fun making the manual than I expected too.
I was really worried about how the manual was going to come together, and once we got the cover pages down, like, okay, we got this. So
yeah, I really was not conceptualizing it being this professional and official feeling.
Yeah, I was originally picturing just like a almost just like a couple pieces of paper stapled together, and here you go.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting like, yeah, this is super professional and official
Mm-hmm.
feeling. Yeah, I love it. I think we did such a good job on it.
Well, should I re-export the digital version?
Did we change the version numbers?
Well, 1.2.0, yeah. Oh, we did. Oh, we did do it in the text, right?
Yeah,
That's
what I
right. We
was
got to do it over here. There's 2 places we got to do it, right?
on that, and then on page 12.
1.2.0, and on page 12.
Yeah. Now we should re-upload it.
Let me just zoom in a little bit and check it. The 1.2.0, yep. And
Is that all the same font size? Why is the 0 so much bigger? I guess that's just the. Yeah, that must just be how that.
I think it's just how that font works. I mean, we can double check here. 11,
No, it's on both pages, so I feel like
11. It's just how that font is, yep.
That's how that font is.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Just wanted to double check. Yeah, I was like, 0 is much bigger than the other.
Yeah, not all fonts, but I mean, the height aside, the width of them at least, most fonts have a monospace for numbers. So when you're if you put them together to do math or in tables or accounting or whatever, all the decimals line up and the place values line up. Even non-monospace fonts tend to use monospace for the numbers. Interestingly enough.
It is interesting.
It's right here.
Oh,
okay.
I guess before we release the digital one, do you want to add hyperlinks to the last page?
Oh yeah. Let's do it. This is this is the digital version, right? Yeah.
16, yeah, in our digital version. Before we upload that.
Yeah. Let's see here. I mean,
for your dad's name, you could link his ham radio page or something.
no. Well, I could.
Query or something. You could link something.
Well, I'm just going to link to his obituary, like I did on the other page. I think it's fine. I like the idea of having links.
Same.
Just in the digital version.
Yeah. And nothing here to highlight in our printable version.
Just double checking we're in the digital version. Yeah. Okay. And purpleize it.
Purple eyes.
I mean, I could link to these specific games, you know.
That would be fun. Yeah, even if it was just a Wikipedia page about the game or something, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's a page called 99erpedia, I think. Yeah, it's all about TI-99 stuff.
I love that.
Alpiner. Oh, wait, no. What's going on here? TI-99 for a wiki. This is it, 4apedia. That's what I was thinking of. Okay. Yeah, I think this makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
This is a long-standing Wikipedia-like. It uses the same engine, apparently, as Wikipedia for the TI-99 4A.
Cool.
Okay, so Alpiner. Early learning fun. I like this game. It's a fun game, counting and numbers and letters and stuff like that. Great stuff. Back when educational software was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Early learning fun. Beginning grammar. Yeah, I'm glad you like the idea of using links liberally, because I love links, and it's part of the fun of the internet is linking to all kinds of cool stuff. I never stopped thinking that was fun.
Same. Yeah, I think that's a really cool aspect of it. And yeah, if we're gonna have a digital manual, why not have a bunch of links on there? Yeah, it's so cool. It's like so easy for people to navigate all the things we're talking about.
Okay, the speech synthesizer. For people who want to learn more about stuff. Solid state speech synthesizer. We don't need to call it solid state speech synthesizer. People just call it the speech synthesizer. I think it's fine. Perfectly intelligible, I believe. Why am I not getting... Where's the little add a link pop up? Oh, there it is, way up there. Touch typing tutor. Oh. Which I didn't learn to use correctly, apparently. I made a typo while typing touch typing tutor. The irony!
Yeah, that's pretty ironic. That's pretty funny.
Didn't do me any good, clearly. I still type like I'm 5 years old. I basically type the exact same way as I did on the TI-99 when I was a kid. I never learned to really type correctly. I learned how to type, but I never learned how to type correctly. And I type like I play piano with like Rachmaninoff plays piano with a lot of gusto.
A lot of gusto.
In fact, when I worked at Apple, the woman who used to sit across from me at the bench across from me, she gave me a towel to put under my keyboard because I was making her desk shake when I was typing. True story. Like, dude, you're making my monitor shake. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm just in the zone, you know?
Yeah, your hands are moving like the one in that picture.
I think for the beginner's basic, we can pull up the version of it on the Internet Archive. Oops. Here, why didn't I? Oh, text contents. Okay, I know it's on here. I always have trouble finding it for some reason. I know there's a copy of it on here. I've used it. There we go. This is one of the best introductions to, even to this day, even though it's out of date because of the language. It's got such super friendly analysis of the syntax and printouts that look exactly like what you see on the screen. It looks great. Super useful manual for learning to program. Okay, beginner's basic. Okay, anything else? You know what I could do? Let's go back to one of these articles. Let's just link to the information page. Eventually, we can probably add our own cartridge to the here. How cool would that be?
That would be incredible. I would love that.
Software programmers. Here we go. We'll add ourselves.
Yeah, maybe we can get Socrates in here.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I'm a shameless self-promoter on the whole, you know.
that's great. It's a great quality.
It doesn't.
Self-promoting. We should self-promote ourselves.
It does not seem like they have an article about the TI-99 4A, but Wikipedia does. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
And link to this. People that, presumably everyone that is reading this will know what a TI-99 4A is, but for the benefit of people 100 years from now who find this on the Internet Archive, I'll just do the first instance of it right here. What do you think?
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Okay. That's better.
That looks so good.
Just make sure I didn't overlook anything here. Yeah, that looks good. Shall we export this sucker?
Yep.
Share, download. And we want PDF, best for printing. RGB, all pages, download.
Yeah, that looks awesome.
Upload a new version. All right, there we go. Pretty good.
Super good.
Let's yeah, this is the print version. We'll send it to
both of them. Sorry, I just.
Oh, we did. This one right here? Yep.
Yeah, we changed that.
Down to 14. Yep, we did.
Perfect.
I can't think of any other changes we might have made that we didn't account for. No links on the print version here.
Yep.
I think we're done.
Man, it looks so good.
Let's check the page numbers. I know we just did this, but there was a mistake that we failed to catch last time. So let's just do it to satisfy ourselves. Check the left and right, and check the page number. So cover is going to be on the left or on the right. What's that?
Yeah, because I want to check the title too. Go a little slow and make sure our titles are no typos.
Yeah.
And the titles.
So
and the page numbers.
Quick reference guide is going to be the inside cover.
Yep, that's our left page.
Yep. Right page is page 1, title page, Socrates on the right, and page number 1.
Yep, looks good.
Socrates game overview, left,
The left.
right, map of Athens,
Yep, no number.
left, page 4,
Yep.
right, page 5,
Yep.
6, left, 7, right,
Yep.
8, left, 9, right,
Yep.
10, left,
Uh-huh.
11, right.
I guess I just thought about this, but we did. I'm on my own page and you're on your own page, so we could have about Dylan Metzing and about Zachary Fruhling instead of about Spark Gap Games.
No, I don't think so, because we have this over here. We've got this generic blur.
Yeah, yours started.
Yeah, I think it's okay. No, I think it's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I changed my mind when I remembered that little paragraph. I forgot about that little paragraph
Yeah.
in the start page.
So I think it's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
So 11 on the right, 12 on the left, 13 on the right, 14 on the left, 15 on the right, 16 on the left, 17 on the right, and the back cover.
Nice.
That's going to be great.
It is. Yeah, I'm super happy we got those extra 2 pages.
Yeah, me too. I think what we should do real quick as well before we meet with Greg, we won't actually meet with him on the stream, but I think we can talk about this while we're streaming. Let's go to our Google Drive folder here. Socrates, let's make a new file here. Google Docs. Okay, so quantities. Okay, so fully assembled packages. This is carts, assembled carts, manuals, labels, boxes, etc. The whole shebang. So how many? We'll just make a. Okay.
Yeah, is there a minimum, and are there both?
I don't think that. Well, there probably is a minimum because I think the labels at least have to be printed as sheets. The manuals can probably be printed in any quantity. The boxes can be purchased in any quantity. The cartridges can be assembled in any quantity. So I think the only thing that can't be ordered in super small quantities is probably the labels. I think it was only like $20 for like 26 labels on a sheet. It wasn't very much.
Okay.
So we need to figure out how many fully assembled packages we want. And so this would be for us to have. Greg will assemble his on demand, apparently, that he's going to sell on his website, according to him. And so we need to know how many we want to buy for us to have to ship out on the fly or sell to whomever or give to whomever. What do you think about how many? I was thinking maybe 20 or 25.
Yeah, that doesn't sound bad. Yeah.
I mean, we're going to be spending hundreds of dollars to buy 25 of them.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Because wasn't he talking about 30 to 35 for him to make one?
Yeah, and I don't know if that's the fully assembled packages or not. We'll have to. That's why we need to talk with them and get the prices. So this might be like, oh my God, that's too much. Maybe it's only 15 that we buy. You know, who knows, right?
Yeah, if it's $30 and 30 times 10 is already at $300.
Yeah, why don't we say 20 maybe as an estimate?
Yeah, and it'll depend heavily on price, and if he has a minimum, if he's like, yeah, if you want them fully assembled, then I have to make 20 or whatever.
Parts to make more packages. So this would be cases, burned, actually circuit boards, burned ICs, components, which I presume he just has plenty of them in stock, because that's how he builds the cartridges, right? Burned ICs, components, labels, manuals, boxes.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out how many additional sets of parts we want to buy, and basically just solder them ourselves and assemble them ourselves, but they're ready to rock otherwise, Yeah. And it could be maybe we only buy 10, and then we buy more parts, who knows, right? So.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really mind.
Burn the ICs himself, then.
I think it would be. How about also? I think it's a good idea to just because we can always find circuit boards. We can always burn the integrated circuits. We can't always find additional manuals and labels that look the same. So how about additional manuals and labels, the things that are printed, so we have a bunch of extra copies of those.
Yeah, I'm down for that. I bet that won't be too much.
Oh no, I think probably. I think the manuals I think he said they're like $20 a piece though. I don't think they're cheap. The price may go down based on quantity there.
Okay, yeah. We'll figure out the prices.
I bet you that's based on quantity because the printer is going to charge more for small quantity, and I'll bet you they give us a discount if we buy more.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where the bulk of the money comes from. Yeah, I didn't expect the manuals to be so much.
Yeah, it might have to do with the full color printing on the inside, and so.
Yeah, ink is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
I mean, we could always downshift and go black and white. I don't really mind, but
You'll have to see what the price difference is between color and black and white.
yeah. So let's see. Do we have any questions for him? Turnaround time.
Yeah.
On assembled. What do you want to call it? Like a batch of assembled packages. So, in other words, if we could buy these fully assembled packages, how are we going to get them in time to do the VCF West or VCF? Well, definitely by next year, but are we going to get them in time to do the one this year and on the in Mountain View, the VCF West? What other questions?
We do have more questions. What are they?
Oh, listing price. Like how much are we going to sell them for? Once we know how much it costs to buy to get the fully assembled packages and whatnot.
Yep.
What else? What else? It's pretty simple. Otherwise, just it takes money. That's all.
Yeah, basically, yeah. How much does it all cost? Is
Mm-hmm.
the question. Yeah, how much do the individual pieces cost? Maybe we can have a spot written out with like cases, circuit boards, components, labels, whatever, so we can write the prices next to them as he gives it to us.
Sure.
Set up, like, yeah, fill in the blanks for the prices, basically.
Sure.
Those prices, type them in.
So this would be for the components.
Yeah, for all the different pieces. Yeah. Yeah, manuals, labels, parts, boxes.
Well, assembled. Well, I mean,
We want both, really, so we can ask. Yeah, we want to ask how much it costs for him to make it himself, but also how much it is for us to get the pieces to make them ourselves.
Typos.
Yeah, go back to that type.
Okay, boxes. What are we forgetting?
The circuit boards.
Oh, yep. This would be boxes and plastic inserts to hold the cartridges.
Yeah.
Boxes. Oh, excuse me.
The actual assembled carts.
Which I guess I was assuming that when we buy the fully assembled cartridge, we'd just be buying the whole thing, the labels, the boxes, the manual, just fully assembled.
Yeah, like the fully assembled package, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way we just have a spot to write out.
Oh, questions, quantity discounts.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to add in, actually. Yeah, the bulk discount idea. Yeah, is there any sort of...
Yeah, where is there wiggle room to buy more and save a little money if we just buy them now,
Yep.
I have to give Greg props. He was super helpful in jumping on with me to fix my TP problem. On the fly, he's just like, let's just jump into Zoom, and and then he spent an hour because we couldn't figure it out, and turns out it was my password for the router that it had punctuation and the tippy wouldn't handle it. So, but there was a back door into it to force it to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
So he spent half an hour giving me Linux commands to try, and I never used Linux. So I barely had an idea what I was doing. So, but we got it working.
Oh, that's so
And
Yeah.
5 minutes later, I had Socrates loaded up on the TI. Not the cartridge ROM, but the assembly language version of the program was able to be loaded up.
That's cool.
And actually, Brad gave me the suggestion of how to do that. He's like, I don't think it loads cartridge ROMs, but you can probably load the assembly version. Try this, and what he told me totally worked. So, thanks, Brad.
That's cool. Thanks, guys.
And it was just like, wow! All of a sudden, it was on the TV. It was on the TV screen. Like, wow, there's our music. Cool.
Like, oh my gosh.
And it's funny because it looks different than the emulated version. It's not better. It's not worse. It's just different. It looks like an old TV. It has the kind of artifacts and the fine lines and the little rainbow colors they produce. It just looks like it would have looked back then.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
That yeah.
It's not clean and crisp like this.
Yeah.
Also, the TV I've got is pretty crappy. It's definitely a cheap TV from the 1990s. It's not a great CRT TV. Had problems with the bezel, and and the monitor itself just isn't very good. So a better quality TV would look better. But the colors I thought were fine. I meandered around the map quite a bit. The colors looked fine, I thought. I didn't see anything obvious like, oh, we got to change that because of the colors. No.
Nice.
It all looked fine.
I've been concerned about that.
Yeah, I think if anything, the colors are maybe a little deeper and richer than they look on the emulator, and the sharp edges here do not look like sharp edges. There's definitely a fuzzy boundary as opposed to a sharp boundary between elements of the graphics, like you'd expect on a CRT TV.
Yeah.
And because of that, there's some impurity to it. Like there might be a little color, slightly little color artifact line in some places. Just that's how it's going to be,
Uh-huh.
And the text looks a little more rainbowy, like little color artifacts, but subtly between the characters. And definitely in our little Greek tile border, you get interesting color artifacts as a result of how it produces color.
Pretty fun. Yeah, I definitely want to play it on an original TI now.
Yeah,
Do you use one of these I have, or do I need to get like a TI TV?
No, a regular TV will be fine. The TIs tend to come with RF modulators, or you can buy component cables for them for component video. But either you can just use the RF modulator that comes with the TI to hook up to the antenna input on the TV, or if your TV has composite, just pony up a couple bucks on eBay for a TI-99 for a component cable, and use that. Yeah. Piece of cake. Well, you want to take a little break before we meet with Greg? I guess I don't even really need a break. I might get another cup of coffee. I've got some coffee out there, so I might step away for a second and grab a cup of coffee.
We're getting the stream and just spend the next little bit.
Yeah, I think why don't we end the stream, and I'll just leave our Discord chat going, and I'll just mute myself for a minute and go hit the restroom, get a cup of coffee, and be back in 4 or 5 minutes. Then we'll touch base and loop Greg in here in a few minutes.
Great.
All right, thanks for watching, everyone who's still watching. We'll be back soon. We're almost done with Socrates, so hang in there. We'll be rolling out an announcement before too long that the game is ready for purchase. So thanks for watching, and thanks for the interest. I really appreciate the support. We'll catch you guys later. Dylan, we'll talk to you in a few minutes.